Hi and welcome back. This time we're going to be seeing the implementation of class in Python. How do we create class using Python? I've just created a file called myclass.py, and in here we're going to make a class. The first thing you do is use the keyword class and then give it the name of the class you want to give it. So I'm going to call it registration form and then put a column. This is the name of the class. This is basically like having an empty page. I've opened my Airapple pane here for me to see the output. When you do this, it's not really completed in Python. You have to come down and say pass. So this makes it a full class. You can see right here, it shows us that there is a class called registration form. This is like having an empty form, just like having a form like this with nothing in there. That's what this does. Now let's create the content of the class. I'm going to remove the pass and I'm going to give it name. I'm going to just assign nothing to it. Name, age. I'm going to assign none to it. So right now, this is a full class that has two contents. These are properties there, attributes, and then now I can also have, let me do a function called info, and I'm going to print out that function, the content of the function. Say my name is, I am. If you don't know how to do this, you would need to look at my tutorial on creating strings. I'm going to put some stuff here later. So let me just put 0 so that I wouldn't have error here, and close this so that I can have more real estate. For me to see the content of registration form, I can do print registration form dot name. We use the dot notation to say print out what is in name. Now it's showing me right here the printout is none. I can also do print out what is in age, and it's also going to show none. Now let's put something in name. So I'm going to call this one Martins Davis, and registration form age, I'm going to call him 23. Registration form dot name means I am talking to this variable or this property of the registration class, and I'm assigning to it the string Martins Davis, and also I'm assigning to this age 23. Right now what I'm doing is opening up that sample form that was created, and I'm filling in the name Martins Davis. And you know that in the real world, you cannot be filling the name of a student on the original form, because the original form is the form that will be printed, will be duplicated for other students to fill in. So this should be empty. To complete this code, I can now print out the content of name. You know, initially it printed out none, and age printed out none. So I'm going to copy this and put it here. You will see right now it's showing the new name and age. This is not the appropriate way to do it, because what you're doing right here is filling the original form itself. You're not creating an instance of the form. It's like, filling directly this form, just putting those data directly, putting Martins Davis on the original form. And when you do that, it means everybody that you do a printout for will have that name on their page. So this is not the proper way to do it. The proper way to do it is to first of all make a copy, make an instance of that form, of the empty form, before writing on those empty instances. I can also call the function that is inside this class. So that function is called info, or let me just change it to print. I'm going to call the function print so that it looks exactly like what we have here, print. So it's a function. It contains, some stuff in there. So I can come in, I can just, call it here by saying registration form dot print. Now it's going to say my name is O and I am 0 years old. Now, if I want to change that content to whatever is stored in name and age, I'm just going to come here and say registration form that name. My name is registration form name, and I am registration form age. Yeah. So with this written, you'll see it's going to show my name is Martins Davis and I am 23 years old. So every time you call print, it's going to call this function. Of course, it's just a one-line function. It could be several lines of codes. So this is what you have. These are the content. These are for every class. There are attributes. Attributes are like the contents of a class. In a form, the content of the form is, for instance, the name, the age, and all this.